Okay, let's unpack this. We are diving deep into a song that really became a phenomenon back in 2025.
Right. Sabrina Carpenter's Manchild.
Exactly. We've got this stack of source material, specifically excerpts from a YouTube podcast script that did this huge breakdown of the track.
Yeah, a really detailed one.
And we're here to pull out the key insights, figure out what makes this song, tick.
Mm-hmm.
From the jump, the material describes it as equal parts scathing, hilarious, and unbelievably catchy.
Pretty much sums it up.
And it mentions Sabrina basically exposing emotionally stunted men over a disco pop beat.
And what's interesting, right, is how the source material highlights that, even though it feels super relatable.
Oh, yeah, that, ouch, I know that guy feeling.
Exactly. That feeling, it says it's way more than just like a simple diss track.
Okay.
There are layers. You've got social commentary, some really clever wordplay, and the production is just, wow. Pure ear candy. So our mission here is to really get into those lyrics, the cultural chat it started, and why the source thinks this might be her smartest song yet.
So we're giving you the definitive breakdown.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So where did this song even come from? The source material says Manchild dropped March 2025, lead single off the album Shadow Work.
And that album title, Shadow Work, is kind of important, the material points out.
How so?
Well, it suggests, self-reflection, growth,
Mm-hmm.
facing your demons, basically.
Okay, yeah.
And Manchild fits right in because the source frames it not just as calling someone out, but more about recognizing toxicity and then choosing to walk away. Empowered.
That makes sense. It's not just anger, it's resolution.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
And we know Sabrina's got history with sharp lyrics. The source mentions, because I liked a boy, feather.
Right, she doesn't pull punches.
Definitely not. But the source feels Manchild is like next level confident.
How so?
It's not just about one person. It suggests she's calling out a whole archetype.
Ah, okay. The type.
Exactly. And the sound, you can't separate the sound from the lyrics' impact here.
Mm-hmm.
The material talks about this great mix.
Yeah.
Funky bass line, retro synths, and her delivery is like playful, but also biting.
Mm-hmm.
The source had this analogy I love. Like if Jesse's Girl and You're So Vain had a baby, but with 2025 self-awareness.
Okay, that's good. I get that. It's got that nostalgic pop rock vibe, makes you want to move.
Totally.
But then you listen, really listen, and the lyrics are so modern, so sharp.
Yeah.
The material even pulled out one line saying it had instant classic status, that red flag in a Little League fit.
Oh, yeah. That was brilliant. It just paints such a clear picture, doesn't it?
Instantly.
Okay, speaking of pictures, let's really get into some specific lyrics the material highlights.
Let's do it.
It opens with, "You're like a time machine, stuck in 2012, still bragging about your high school team, like who's impressed?"
Oof.
Yeah. And the analysis we saw points straight at Arrested Development.
Stuck in the past.
Totally. Mentally reliving the teenage glory days. And that disappointed sarcasm in who's impressed just cuts.
Mm-hmm. And 2012, that's like over a decade before the song came out.
Exactly. The source points it out. It emphasizes the lack of growth since, what, age 17?
Wow, okay. And then there's the pre-chorus. The material called this bit a favorite.
Oh, yeah. Which part?
You say you're deep, but your thoughts are cheap. Like a dollar store Socrates.
Ah, yes. The source said they literally gasped at that.
I can see why.
It is poetic, right? The analysis describes it as calling out performative intellect.
Performative, like faking it.
Yeah, guys who try to sound deep but are just, recycling shallow takes.
Yeah.
And that dollar store metaphor.
So good.
The material called it brilliant because it's like, you're not actually wise, you're just a cheap knockoff.
A knockoff Socrates. Perfect.
And then the chorus. According to the material, this is where it all comes together.
Wait, no.
Manchild, why you acting like a kid? Your ego's big, but your sense is slim. You're a red flag in a Little League fit.
Okay, yeah. That red flag in a Little League fit line, the source wasn't wrong, calling it maybe the best insult of 2025.
It's just so visceral. You immediately picture the guy, right? Maybe still in that old jersey.
Totally. Clinging to the past.
And the material also noted her delivery in the chorus is kind of sweet sounding.
Yeah, almost sing-songy.
Which makes the lyrics even funnier, even sharper. And that line, ego's big, but your sense is slim. The source highlights that as going right after fragile masculinity, demanding respect, but not actually earning it.
Right. Okay, so the lyrics are obviously killer, but the production, the source says, it's just as clever.
It really is, isn't it? You've got that, 80s-inspired funk pop thing happening.
That bass line is addictive.
Totally. And the shimmering synths. but it still feels modern. It's got punch.
Yeah.
The material points out, and it's true, it's basically impossible not to dance to it.
Which is kind of the point, right?
Exactly. The source calls that genius because you're grooving along to lyrics that are, let's be honest, pretty brutal.
It's that musical whiplash the source talked about.
Yes, that's the perfect term for it. Your body's having fun dancing.
And then the words hit you.
Yeah. And you're like, wait, did she just... Oh, wow. You realize you're dancing to someone getting absolutely dragged.
And her voice through it all.
Perfect, right. She's not yelling. She's not angry.
Yeah.
The source describes it as her smirking through the lyrics.
Playful contempt.
That's it. Playful contempt.
Yeah.
It makes those sharp edges cut even deeper somehow.
Okay, so let's connect this to the bigger picture, the impact. The source says it was huge, right? Like immediate.
Oh, yeah. Blew up on TikTok almost instantly, according to the material.
The Manchild challenge.
That's the one. People lip-syncing the chorus while showing cringy texts from exes.
Oh, my God. Brave souls.
Seriously. But the material suggests this whole trend and the song itself really sparked a bigger conversation.
About?
Emotional labor in relationships.
Ah, okay. That feeling women sometimes have.
Of basically being an unpaid therapist for guys who just won't grow up emotionally.
Yeah.
The source really tapped into that.
Yeah, that resonates.
Definitely. And there was even this specific fan story in the material.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, someone played the song in the car with her ex.
No.
Yes. And apparently he got super mad because, well...
He knew.
He knew it was about him.
The source just called that iconic behavior. And honestly, yeah.
Right. But beyond the memes and the iconic moments, the material really emphasizes that the reason the song hit so hard is because it's cathartic.
Cathartic how?
It takes all that frustration, that shared experience of dealing with immaturity, and turns it into something empowering, like something you can actually dance to.
The best kind of therapy, maybe.
Maybe. Danceable therapy.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway? The source material's final word seems to be that Manchild is basically a masterclass.
Yeah, in blending that sharp satire with, like, real sincerity about how relationships can be.
It's a pop hit, no question, but with brains.
Definitely. And it really solidified Sabrina Carpenter's reputation, according to the source, as one of the sharpest songwriters out there today.
Which kind of leads to a bigger question the source prompts, doesn't it?
Which is?
Why this specific mix, the really smart, cutting social commentary wrapped up in this incredibly catchy, perfect pop production, why does that connect so deeply right now?
That's a great question. It really makes you think.
Yeah. What is it about that combo? So maybe something for you, the listener, to ponder. What stands out to you about this song or its message? Why do you think it hit such a nerve?